At that time, maybe I was thinking, just live, do what you can to live.
She was young, we didn't think anything of it. Thought it's kind of a freak thing. We didn't even know this was a possibility. As a kid, you have all these questions, as is, why is Mom bald? Why isn't she here? We pushed through it as a family, and then just a few years ago, her older sister came down with the same exact thing. I think that's when the light bulb went off in our heads. My sister and I, we had already started our gymnastics careers and our journey, and my brothers were involved in every sport under the moon. We were very active kids. Mom wasn't always there to drop us off at school or pick us up or take us to gym, or even on the days that we had off, she was always very active with us. Instead, it was either like our aunt, or we went to a private school, so we were very close with our teachers, and they did a lot with keeping us after school.
My husband and I, we just offered to help any way we could, because we just thought that their family's close and we wanted them to be there with her, to give her support, and the kids not to have to be at the hospital, because really that's not a place for kids.
Most people tell you that, oh, it's fine, you're 33, you've had 4 kids. And so when I went to have it checked, I went by myself and thinking everything was going to be just fine.
There is no way in the world that I can raise a family of 4 children on my own. There has to be a way to beat this.
The radiologist came in, he flipped up my mammogram pictures and said, I see it all the time, you have cancer. And, feeling alone or like anything had changed. But your life does change at that moment. I had a 2-year-old at home, and I all of a sudden noticed stuff, like the color of the grass. It just seemed like the world had all of a sudden been magnified and didn't know what my future held. And that future was in someone else's hands.
I remember walking through the laundry room, and we kind of curved to go to our bedrooms, but I remember seeing her in the kitchen, and her face was in her hands, and I remember my dad kind of, rubbing her back, and I remember she was crying. And so it was very weird. There's only been maybe 4 times in my life I've seen my mom cry. So you didn't know what it was, but you knew something was wrong. It was just kind of that atmosphere.
I was very upset, probably the most upset I've ever been. I didn't know what was going on, so we kept it as low-key as we possibly could to the children.
That morning she went in and she took a shower and her hair was falling off. And she was like, I don't want to go through all this of it just constantly falling out. Let's just get it done, get it over with. Let's go ahead and take it all off. My grandma was actually the one that came over and shaved it all off. I'm only in 2nd grade, and you see her with no hair, completely bald. I froze. I remember that feeling. It was kind of like when you're going through a roller coaster and it just drops on you.
I look back on that and what it has, she's the one that shaved my head, and I couldn't imagine doing it to my daughter. And we had to go all the way down, and I just put on the wig for the first time, and I thought everybody was staring at me. I had a double mastectomy, had a full hysterectomy, the medicines and stuff that I was on, and I gained quite a bit of weight. And I was like, did I do the right thing? I did such radical movements. Did I do the right thing? With that, when I left the oncology, she shook my hand and said, you're gonna be okay. And I think at that point is when I finally said, well, I'm gonna fight it to be okay. Nothing it through I can bury any emotions or feelings or anything, because I'm strong and I can do it. So when she was diagnosed, I didn't want her to do what I had to do.
She came back in and said, the radiologist wants to see you. And I, again, texted my sister and I said, now the and she's talking me through it. And I think she kind of knew, but she didn't want to say anything because she didn't want to freak me out.
She kind of sat us down, and I remember her telling us that my Aunt Melissa, she said that she had cancer, and that was really big news for us, especially finding out that it was breast cancer.
She said I had breast cancer, and I remember my mom crying a lot, and I kept patting her leg, and it's okay, Mom, it's okay, Mom, it's okay. And I had a 16-month-old son, and I was a single mom. I just remember calling my mom and saying, I can't do this. There's no way I'm going to make it through 6 rounds of this. And she goes, it's killing the cancer. It's killing the cancer. Think about Caleb. Think about Caleb. I lost my hair within the first 2.5 weeks as well. My mom shaved mine, just like she shaved my sister's.
Both of us being diagnosed under the age of 50, they suggested that we get tested.
Would be my family doing genetic testing with scope.
Oh, you already started again.
Good job, Mom.
It was almost like being diagnosed all over again.
If I had to take the hit to find out that we had the gene so that they could do preventative care if they have the gene, then that's okay. Because I would have hated to not get cancer and then for one of them to get it.
I truly believe she was afraid of feeling guilty, that this was her fault, that she was the one who put this on us, and now we're going to have to go through this fight and this struggle because of her. And that's not the case whatsoever. This is something that's genetic. It's honestly something that bonds us together as a family.
I can tell you, once my kids are diagnosed, I will take fault. And I shouldn't, but I will. Like, you're not supposed to give your kids something bad.
I feel so much for my siblings that if any of us have to go through it, I want it to be me. I don't want to be the one standing next to my sister as she's going through it.